that students get to have here is they get to find out who they really are without having to be just the gay student. You know, they are a student at Alliance. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, whatever. People always ask me, what percentage of students are gay or lesbian? And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't ask people at the door. I mean, one of the things I'm most proud of is that it's a very mixed group. It's gay, straight, bi, transgender, black, white, Hispanic. It's all different groups all together. And because of that, because that's guaranteed, that's a given, they get to figure out who they are. And there are a lot of artists and musicians and architects and parents, and like there's so many great things. There's social workers and actors that they never would have found out about themselves in another place because they would have been battling so hard just to survive. They never would have known that they loved these other things. That's one thing our students are really good at, is talking about their lives, talking about their experiences, and helping others.
Well, I've heard a little bit of negativity about I go to a gay school. And when people say stuff like that, I kind of just say, no, it's a place where you can just be yourself. It's not gay, it's not straight, it's not, you know, white, it's not black, it's everyone. It's a community.
Yeah, my friend's like, oh, you go to that gay school, right? And I was like, no, I don't. This school is just a place where you can feel safe.
Like old friends from, or like just old people I knew from middle school, when they catch me like walking down the street, they'll be like, what school do you go to now? I'm like, Alliance. They're like, oh, that's such a gay school. It's like, we're all cool with one another and we don't judge them for who they are. So you shouldn't just try to stereotype our school like that.
I remember when we were starting the school, when we were coming up with the idea of the school, just knowing in my head that there was a possibility that there might be some risk, that it could be dangerous, that there might be people who were hurtful out there who wouldn't approve.
I don't think that it's fair for protesters to come and force their opinions on people, because we have our opinions and don't try to force it on people. We just encourage that people try to see our side of the story. And when you come and protest in front of people and say hateful words, that's not encouraging, that's forcing, and that's hurting. And that's not fair.
It was kind of horrible because they were like, they were just so judgmental because they thought we were getting taught to be gay. It's like, we're not taught here to be gay. We get the same exact teaching like the other schools.
But the pro about that would be how we handled it and how we're still here and we didn't give up and didn't let that bother us, and that we still stood together as people.
Yeah, but Tina kind of killed them with kindness, so yeah, she explained to them how our school is, and it wasn't too rowdy, it wasn't too terrible.
I love that the students are comfortable calling me by my first name. When we were first starting the school, there were some parents who were like, you won't have respect. If the students call you by your first name, they won't be able to respect you. And over the 5 years, we've really been able to show that calling somebody by their first name does not have any impact on how much they respect you. If anything, our students respect us even more and feel more comfortable coming and talking to us. The idea is that there shouldn't be a hierarchy. This person's in control, so they deserve a higher title. But we're all in this together, and we all have to work together to make this a good place. And so I think that having first names really helps students to know that they're equal in this process.
I'm not super familiar with Homo High in Milwaukee, but I like the idea. I worry that, without knowing enough about it, but I still worry that taking people out of traditional schools and putting them into a separate school kind of could ghettoize them, sort of. You know, you're taking people and saying, oh, they're going to be hurt too much in a public school, they need to be protected and stuck in this other school. It's kind of a separate, it's like moving the problem out of sight so that, without addressing it in the traditional schools, I guess. I do think that it's an interesting concept, and I'd like to know more about it, but I do worry about that aspect.
Okay. A lot of people were concerned that if we did this, if we started a school like Alliance, we'd be segregating. We'd be taking kids out of the other schools and leaving the problems there. But what I was seeing at the big school was that those kids were dropping out of school anyway. The problem wasn't getting addressed. It wasn't getting fixed. Administrators weren't doing what it would take to make schools gay-friendly and safe for everyone. So what we do is by having the students come here and have that safe education, they get to graduate, they build their confidence, they get to learn without fearing what's going to happen when they walk down the halls. And then the students in the school, we go back out into the community and help to change the places out there while having a safe base to come home to. So we don't leave the problem where it is, we just have a space to grow ourselves first and then go out and make things better.
Yes, our school does do a lot to promote LGBT. My principal, Tina, she's our lead teacher, she actually encourages us to go around to our schools, people who we are friends with from our old schools, and encourage them to look more into LGBT, and then once they learn more about it, maybe encourage them to come to our schools, that way they can be immersed in the culture and see what it's like from a different standpoint. I don't think we do have a gay-straight alliance, but it'd be nice to have one because we collaborate with Gay-Straight Alliances. We talk to people who actually work there. The Project Q, many of our kids go down there to Project Q, which is like a place, I'm not exactly sure what Project Q is, but I think that it's mainly aimed towards LGBT kids and youth, and so we go down there and we talk to people there, and they learn more about our school. And every school that we go to that has a gay-straight alliance says, oh, well, I know about Alliance, and it just shows that we're really, getting our face out there and people know what's going on.
What we do is we do a lot of presentations and workshops for organizations that might have questions about LGBTQ youth or about bullying. So we'll go to colleges and do presentations for teachers, and then the teachers can ask us questions, or people who are training to be teachers can ask questions and learn from the students, not just from books or from the adults, but learn from the students. What are the experiences of their lives? How can these future teachers support youth? We've also gone to hospitals and to other schools and done presentations for the school community so that the students can learn from the kids, from the other students, what it's like to be LGBTQ.
So that's what the Alliance School is about. Let's go find out what it's like to be a teenage